and where and what needs to be personalized, and how do we perform, and how do we measure the performance of the GenAI strategy that we have implemented for our customer experience teams. So I am very delighted and thrilled to be a part and moderate this event along with expert panelists across industries and leaders across their verticals. So with no further delay, let's move to the first question. I would like to all the panelists to quickly do one round of introduction, a quick round of introduction. You can tell the audience about what is your current role and what you do in the organization, probably a little bit about your overall experience and your journey. That will really help everyone to know more about you and also have an engaging conversation in this panel session. So let me start with Ranjit. Ranjit, imagine that with GenAI, you get an experience where like you walk into a store and you get a customized suggestion from the store person, or you purchase anything online, you make a purchase decision online, and you get a customized feedback from the app or the website. How it'll feel like, and how do you think that GenAI can, across touch points, create a kind of consistent journey and a cohesive journey for customers? You can share insights about what you're currently doing and also some generic thoughts about it. Over to you.
Thanks, Ranjit. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Ranjit. I built a to make content like human. So that's what it is. And in GenAI in CX plays a magnificent role, I would say. In terms of, the one thing is, we all work in startups. We do a lot of experiments. We launch a lot of new products. And every startup founders, they always say, tomorrow it has to go live. And the person who's going to, support the operations, we don't know what kind of queries are going to come in. You cannot hire people and go the live the next day. But GenAI plays a very important role in that. Then it is ready at any time, right? But you just have to, a human has to, in the back end, has to develop what should be responded. And of course, the scalability is definitely plays a bigger role. And in terms of cost saving, definitely it can address large volumes. It can address at any time it can support. It doesn't have sick leaves, plan leaves, those leaves and all. And the other thing is we support pan-India. So in our country, every 350 and 400 kilometers you travel, the language changes, right? So if you have to form up a CS team, definitely, you cannot hire people who cannot speak all the languages in the country, right? And our customer segment is very diverse. We deal with farmers, retailers, kirana shops, traders, and everybody. And one thing, they don't like the common language which is used in India, Hindi and English. They wanted us to speak their language.
Correct.
They wanted us to deeply engage with them. And that's, GenAI plays a very important role there also. It can speak, whatever language it wanted to. So in terms of, that is one. And the other important part is, as I said, we launch many new products, many new features. The customers before we reach into, we do a lot of automation in terms of, how the bot has to respond, basically the FAQs, the knowledge base where the CX agents can, refer to. I think GenAI can literally play a crucial role in there by creating, FAQs based on the customer preferences and history and the behavior, and also the knowledge bank accordingly. I think that those are my, inputs.
Great. Thanks, Ranjit. That was little comprehensive explanation. I like the part when you said the customer segments that you're serving, and it's not just about the fancy terms that we use today, but also how it reaches the customer in their own way. Maybe they wanted to have a conversation in their own style. Are we reaching customers on their own? Catering to their flavor of language or catering to their expectation is something.
Yeah.
Thanks for that point. I mean, it's really important. Now that brings to the next very interesting point. My question now goes to Ravina Kaur. There's a famous quote, right? Technology is not just everything. And when we say that, are we kind of trading the human touch and the warmth and the friendliness that we currently cater to customers for a quick and automated response? I mean, just wanted to move to GenAI for a quick and automated response. Are we trading the friendliness towards our customers? Please do share, and please do have a quick introduction about you. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Great. Great. Thanks, Ravina. I mean, like the point that you mentioned, you have to strike a balance between ensuring that there is a quicker response along with that friendly touch to customers. I mean, since this is a topic that something that interests me also. I mean, I keep questioning just for the sake of quicker response and just for the sake of ensuring quicker, taking a quicker lead or generating a quicker sale. Are we, kind of missing out the human connect with our customers is something. Vindhya, just if you'd like to add your thoughts as well, that'll be great. Because you're coming from an e-commerce industry, like brand like Myntra.
Just quickly to introduce myself, my name is Vindhya Shanmugam, and I've been in this industry for over 24 years now. So last 3 years, I've been in Myntra. So in Myntra, I lead the engineering leads and software. I lead some of the business charters with customer growth, training, and services. So really glad to be here and be part of this family. So I think from my point of view, what there is this two ways the perception is formed, right? So one is as Rana pointed out, we are trying to focus on speed and efficiency, which works really well with machine learning models. On the other hand, we are trying to, look at human empathy and human interaction, right?
Yeah.
So typically, when I take, on any customer support scenarios, you'll see like 80% of the queries that are coming in are very repetitive in nature.
Yeah.
And you have like, just providing the basic information what the user wants, and where we should use GenAI or any of the machine learning models makes no sense.
Got it.
Right? So what I would think about is the rest of 20% of the queries which are more complex in nature, which requires human interaction and human touch and empathy that you're talking
Got it.
about. So what we should also do is, while building our systems, how can we think about this 20% of the complex queries, how we can deliver it is what I think we should be thinking about. And the same bot, right now, say auto-answerable bots, which are handling 80% of the queries, can we plug in or leverage large language models and leverage GenAI, to identify these complex conversations and look at the human level required. I think that will make more sense. So, futuristically speaking, I would say a hybrid approach is what will work out. Having 50 of this and 30 of that, that's how we can think about approaching this problem.
Great. Thanks, Vindhya. I mean, liked about the point about hybrid approach. I mean, that's exactly where we should be heading towards when we talk about tagging both human-centric conversations and also how effective it can be for an organization. Moving on, are we kind of stuck in terms of technology, but where what we really want is to get stuff done for us? I would like to move on to Aalok on this question. Where do we draw a line of like bringing in and implementing artificial intelligence into our customer experience system versus the human intuitions that we have? Where exactly do we draw a line, and which are the areas that, as per you feel that we need to draw a line here? So, yeah.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me here. Just a quick 30-second introduction. My name is Aalok. I had Contact Center Ops, Customer Delight, CX, and Center of Excellence at TVS Motor Company for their digital and AI arm. This question is interesting, and to be really very honest, we don't have an answer of it now, right? As we speak, it differs from scenario to scenario that where do we need to put our AI layer as well as vis-a-vis the human level layers. There are two folds to it. Number one is that what are the sort of scenarios what we are getting, right? And now, I believe over a period of years, the customer experience or customer support just hasn't been restricted to, just customer complaints or queries. The horizon has expanded. The spectrum has gone a lot wider than what it was before. Let's say right now, if we take the entire universe of CX, it also has customer, reaching out, or the potential customers also, right?
Absolutely.
We need to give an experience to them as well, right? Somebody walking out at a dealership, somebody is giving a test ride. Even that has to be, circled back into the customer experience. Talking about where do we have to draw the layer or draw the line, first and foremost is that what is going to be the standard answer. If we have a static answers which has been given to the customers, right, that layer can be well defined and well managed by the technology itself. But above that, I'm just adding on to the point of what Ranjit said, right? Lot many organizations are into the domestic world, and India being really very diverse country, we also have to be really very cognizant that do we have that capability, that what is the customer understanding? Let's say you just go into the any of the store into Tamil Nadu or for that matter, any southern region, right? 90% of people, even if they know, they would not acknowledge, they refer to any other languages.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's where we have to start training the language models as well. It can be LLM, it can be anything else, right? So where we plug this layer, what solution are we getting in? Are we also putting that layer to teach back the model? That is also something which is really very important. So just a few answers from my side would be that, number one, understand the scenario, work on the data as a pipeline, because data is going to be a really very crucial model for that. So once you have a data available and see that what all scenarios are being formed up, then we can have a standard answer that these are the scenarios where technology can play a role, GenAI can be plugged in. Similarly, with the workflows being created, that even if I have deployed one scenario where the answer is straightforward, if customer doesn't understand, I need to have somebody available for the customer in order to provide a solution or an answer.
Yeah.
So that is how the entire modeling needs to happen. And a frequent review of this model has to be developed, and that can be a regular cadence as well, where what is an output that the model is giving. Right, there can be certain CX metrics which can be put across that. What are the total number of queries, or what are total number of interactions that customers are doing vis-a-vis which were happening earlier? How well we are defining those scenarios? What are the dropout? What does a funnel look like? So these are a few of the models, something which we will have to implement, or which is currently going on. GenAI, yes, everyone is talking about a GenAI right now. It still is in incubation. Right, it has not matured to its capabilities, and believe me, it's going to be really beautiful going forward.
Great. That's a beautiful answer, Aalok. Thanks for putting it in a nice way. Just a quick question for the audience. How many of you kind of think that AI is kind of helping to drive personalization much better than the regular or the traditional customer experience team? Please raise your hand. How many of you think that AI is currently doing it? Please raise your hand. In terms of personalization, nothing else. All right? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I didn't see that. Okay. So how many of you feel that AI is still robotic? In terms of chat answers, in terms of emails? Okay, it's a probably equal crowd. Okay. Let's make the conversation more interesting.
Chime into one more thing, like since you talked about the personalization, right?
Yeah.
The futuristic term which is being redefined is a hyper-personalization.
Hyper-personalization, yeah.
Right, so that's something which is coming up.
I'm not very sure whether we have cracked personalization to even go to hyper-personalization, but I mean, I'm still in the later part of the question. I still feel AI is still not got that human touch. I'll state one example where, I used to work for Swiggy's social media. So also we handle customer experience in a way that whenever we get an appreciation or, a good feedback from customers, so we don't just verbally, kind of reciprocate or kind of respond to the customer. We wanted to add some emotions to it. So what we do is kind of create a handwritten note, send them some chocolates, send them some goodies, call them and thank them, and kind of make them feel that it really meant a lot to us. And at the same way, if we are not, we are below par in some kind of serving customers, we kind of go to the extent saying that we failed somewhere here, but we are going to correct this and get back on track. So kind of that assurance and that commitment towards customer, I think we still have a long way to go in terms of personalization, in terms of when you talk about hyper-personalization, I thought of bringing this point. Moving on, my next question will be to Padmanabhan. Okay, what do you think is the current trend? We talk about GenAI more, but apart from integration into chat and integration into your contact centers, or probably predictive models of initial customer acquisition, what else you see as a current trend, probably global and also our Indian market? And how do you think these trends will kind of make an impact in the future of customer experience?
Yeah,
please do. Thanks.
So what used to
Yeah.
And typically, the problem gets complicated with scale. With large organizations, you can't scale up customer service to the extent of the number of customers you have, and hence it leads to a very dissatisfied experience. With Gen AI coming in, I really feel today there is a power to handle customer experience and customer service at scale. And that's
Got
a
it.
fundamental trend which I feel is quite possible with Gen AI. Yes, there have been attempts made on chatbot, but most chatbots have not been fully contextual. So
Yeah.
they have been trained on certain data sets, but they could not be exhaustive. And the way they used to communicate probably was very restrictive and appealed to a very small segment of the audience. Now, what GenAI has opened up is the ability for brands to kind of communicate at scale, create contextual knowledge where you don't have to go and start and reinvent the wheel, but start with certain frameworks which are already existing.
Correct.
Most of us use it. So that's a huge trend which I see where brands are going to become more responsive. The other part is we talk about hyper-personalization. I truly believe today organizations can deliver hyper-personalization again at scale.
Okay.
So it is not just traditional data and cohorts running in your analytics engine. You will have behavior and real-time data kind of getting fed in. You will have context in terms of what this customer is kind of doing on the touch points of the organization. And you can really build an omni-channel experience for the customer. So when I think there was a point which came up as well as to what is the right channel. So the capability layer sits maybe one level up, and whatever knowledge and whatever let's say training that we build on now can be cascaded anywhere. It could be emails, it could be SMSs, it could be a call in terms of the product. So these are questions which could be probed now to the customer. The way now the customer reacts makes us actually give the right product rather than just go push from the back end. So that's
Got
the
it.
change in terms of the shift which has happened for us as a brand.
Thanks, Padmanabhan. That's a nice way to put it up. Moving on, one thing that always fascinates me in AI is that when the AI model tells me what I need before even I do. So coming to that point of predictive analytics and capabilities, how it is kind of reshaping the customer experience strategy. My question is to Arjun. Arjun, please introduce yourself and also move forward with the question. Thanks.
Thank you, Rajiv. I'm Arjun and I'm a design during COVID, I had a e-commerce and I saw that my boss used to tell me, 10 years ago we call regression analysis in banking, and in 2020 people are calling it artificial intelligence. That's what somebody told me that they're already doing artificial intelligence. You should explore your hand. So I've been with investment banking for 10 years and e-commerce. That was a very interesting question because all the banking is always about predicting what market is doing tomorrow. We exactly do the opposite and we learn to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
My experience with customer experience and functionality in the last 5 years, but the last 10 years we've been having the customers at different scales. But e-commerce at scale is phenomenal. Coming to GenAI as a model, as a technology on planet Earth, I've experienced it firsthand in the last 3 years where we are implementing some of these use cases in our day-to-day
Thanks, Arjun. I hope I'm not taking away that it's the best way to predict is not to create, right? So I hope brands are not doing that to just predict the customer's intent or customer's satisfaction. We create a problem statement for customers, right? Which is not where we are heading. Moving on, I just wanted to add a quick question to Vindhya. Vindhya, could you please provide some insights on strategies in terms of which involves adaptation of AI models with respect to customer experience?
So, if you look at typically any e-commerce journey, you have one page and you have a website, so you get about experiences. Already we have machine learning models which are doing really well in the personalization, providing the right recommendations or process or whatever thing. So with GenAI, what we're trying to do differently is in these multiple user flows, how we going to create new content or create a new experience, either to say a wide interface or to a specific cohort, or as we were talking to a particular user where we can hyper-personalize, right? So, but even before thinking about GenAI, if I look at it, there are so many use cases that we can bring in the journey.
Yeah.
They are as well compelling to see, right from, any page we talk about, imaging out, even. So what we need to keep in mind also why we are thinking and choosing these GenAI use cases, how compelling they are. Right? So some of the things which I keep in my mind when we are designing these use cases for the user. One obviously the ROI for the
Yeah.
they are rolling out specific functionality, and also what the cost it incurs to build that solution. Right? So that is opportunity. The other things that we want to keep in mind is, are you having the right data set? Right? Using this data set will give you the right predictive cognitive that you're trying to from that feature. And the other thing also to keep in mind is, whether it's going to be online or offline processing. If it is an online processing, if you have to show something in real time, you also need to think about, the latest performance of the system.
Yeah.
And your first goal also is to make sure that you're not disrupting your existing behavior, existing flows, and you're not impacting the already running system, which is so these are things which are top towards things that we should keep in mind when you are adopting GenAI.
Thanks, Vindhya. Moving on to the last question in this topic to Ankit. How are you seeing the future of GenAI? Kind of what could be the future hold for customer experience with respect to GenAI?
So I'm very close to these processes and the whole evolution of AI into channels of communication. Right? First, let's ask ourselves what's exactly the generative AI. I'm sure here all you are talking about generative AI. But then there is a cohort, there's a group out there in the ecosystem who are our buyers who really don't know what generative AI is.
Yeah.
And for that audience, generative AI works together multiple channels in the ecosystem and does a lot of personalization, does a lot of predictive analysis, gives out real-time insights, and then gives you ideas on the best customer experience of the right things. So to answer your question now, what's the future? We all spoke about different aspects of AI and GenAI getting into customer experience ecosystems. Now, customer experience ecosystems are heavily dependent on channels. And these channels are either voice bots, or your own channel tools, or say your conversational AI this will evolve in time when all these machine learning models and AI tools have a lot of non-development process. For example, we spoke about multi-level capabilities, right? Which is the need of the hour.
Yeah.
But multi-level we've been talking for a very long time. But now with GenAI, there are companies out there who got into the predictive analysis as well. Predictive analysis on voice sentiment. That's
Yes.
the kind of future GenAI holds. So as far as I see, it's very simple. At 3 p.m. if I'm hungry and I'm going to Domino's, the customer experience team should tell me what should I order. I should not search the car,
Yeah, yeah.
etc., right? I gave a simple example of event recently, and that question became a political conversation. How cool would it be that I call a Domino's call center, for example, I call at 3 p.m. and Domino's knows that Ranjit is calling because he's hungry and this is pizza he likes, then he places the order and he just needs to do the thing. I think that would be a cool customer experience with GenAI, and then you can relate to all the futuristic aspects. So I just touched on one simple example.
Yeah.
Like for farmers, right? If he's calling a certain time, certain season, over a certain channel. So this is on voice. What if he comes on a chatbot? The chatbot or the bot should really, with the language he's writing in his own language, to really understand his sentiment, right? Does he need empathy right now or does he need something else? So I think that's the future. It's empathy, it's hyper-personalization. I don't know what term will come more up in 5 years. But what GenAI will actually do is it'll predict, it'll personalize, it'll engage, and then like everyone said, it'll give you what tool you have to use, what channel you have to use at the right time. Even in the visual merchandising space, there are a lot of scope and possibilities, right? Obviously there is online, there is offline. Offline is going to stay there for a long time. And I'm seeing a lot of new age retail brands, B2C companies,
Yeah.
already, putting a lot of, I would not call it GenAI, but a lot of AI into their visual merchandising and visual store appearance. And obviously, we should tell the store that okay, this guy is walking, he will first go look the shoes. Right? So that's how we will run it on. That's my take.
Yeah, interesting, very interesting how the future is, and thanks for the insights, Ankit. Kind of winding up the panel session, is there any question from the audience we'd like to take it up for any of these panelists in specific? Anyone?